Hey, what's up guys, welcome to FineGap, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how you can create a REST API in your Node.js. So without any delay, let's start. First of all, you can see I have created a empty folder in my computer, and before starting this video it is important you must have installed npm and Wheel Studio Code in your computer. Okay, so I have already installed them. If any of them is missing from your computer, so please make sure you have installed them. So first of all, I will click here in my address bar and I will type here cmd, and here I will type code space dot, and then I will press enter. So this command will open my current folder in Visual Studio Code. And now first of all I will open my terminal, and here you need to type the following command, which is npm init -y. Okay, so it will create a basic npm project. It will create a package.json file. Here you can see that with default configurations. You can see here in my this project folder a package.json have been created. So basically this is the main file of our project, which contains some information that for example which dependencies have been installed on your computer. Okay, so now next I need to install the express js in my project. So what I will do, I will type here npm install express, and simply I will press enter. Okay, so you can see that in my package.json a dependency name express have been added, and also now we have a node modules folder available here. You can see that we do not have touched this, but basically this is the node module folder. Before moving next, I want to let you know you also must have Postman installed in your computer to test the REST API. Okay, because I'm going to use that app in this video. Okay, so next I will close this file, and we need to create a new file here. You can name this whatever you want. Okay, maybe you can name this server.js or index.js. This is up to you. And here we need to write our JavaScript code for our REST API. Okay, so let me show you. So first of all, you will type here const express is equal to require express. Okay, so the now question is where this express exists. Basically once you will not type anything here like dot or /, it will search this module inside the node modules folder. Okay, let me scroll down. You will find here we will have an express package here. You can see that express. Okay, so there all of its code exist. So basically we have installed this package, so now we can import this package in our index.js. Now you need to create the app instance from express, and here I will define a port. Maybe you can define anything like 4000, 3000 or whatever you want, and in our local host on this specific port we will run our server. Okay, so next we need to use a middleware to parse JSON request. So basically in this video I'm assuming that we will send JSON data when we will request to this REST API. So basically this is important to use this middleware like app.use and express.json. You can see we have created the app instance from express, and basically this app.use means we are using a middleware in our express using of express. So basically what it means, for example you have sent a JSON to your server, and this middleware will convert that JSON into JavaScript object, and this your sended JSON will be available to your request object. Okay, so where is the request object? We are going to create that. Okay, let me show you. So now we need to create our first endpoint. So first of all I will type here app.get. So basically get means this endpoint will receive a get request. Inside this you need to pass two parameters. First parameter will be endpoint name. So maybe you can write anything here like API or users or whatever you want, but in the starting I will remain this as it is. And the second parameter will be a callback function. Okay, so this function will receive two parameters. This is our request object, and this will be our response object. So these both have detailed usage. We will use them in this video. and we are not going to use fully these two parameters. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will simply type here response dot send, and let me send a JSON like status is equal to true and message is equal to API is first response from REST API, or its response from a REST API. Okay, so in the last, what we need to do, we need to start the server. Okay, so first of all, I will type here start the server, and here again I will type app dot listen. So basically you can see we just created an app instance from Express. We are calling our Express middlewares on the app instance, we are creating our endpoints on the app instance, and in the last we are also listening our this app, and we want to listen this on port. You can see that we have defined our port here, and then the second parameter would be also callback function, and here you can console anything you want. For example, server is running on port, and let me type here port, and then I will convert these single quotes to double quotes. Let me convert them to double quotes so we can print this variable here, and next I will type here semicolon. After this, we just have write our first REST API, and once user will send a get request to this, it will send this response. Okay, now it's time to test this REST API. So let me show you. First of all, we need to run this server, and let me type here CLS to clear everything from my terminal. And now you need to type here node space and your file name. So in my case, I have created the index.js, so I will type index.js. I will press enter. We need to save this. Now again, let me type here node index.js. So you can see that server is running on port 4000. Now we need to open the post request, postman, and here first of all you can see I have selected the get request from here, and here I will type my URL like http:// so we are currently on our local host, so I will type localhost and then colon, and then our port name, which was 4000. Okay, so that's it. Now let me send, and you can see that status true and message its response from REST API. Okay, so friends, this was our first endpoint we have created, and this was our first response which is coming from the server. Now for example, let me show you how you can create other for example, you want to create a different API route. So what you will do, simply let me copy, I will paste this as it is, and okay, let me remove this. I will simply type app.get, and now I will type /, let me create something like API and users, and again the second parameter will be a callback function like request and response parameters will be received in this callback function. And now what I will do, let me create demo users here. Maybe you can fetch users from a JSON file, from maybe MongoDB database, from PostgreSQL database, but in my case I'm just going to create a simple array. So I will type here const users is equal to, so this will be our first user, ID 1, name Fahim. Similarly I will add my second user, and here inside this function what I will do, I will use this response object dot send, and simply I will pass this users here like this. Okay, user. So now again we need to open the terminal. First of all, I will terminate this job, and you need to restart your server index.js, and here now I will type my endpoint name, which is API/users. You can see this is our API endpoint name, API/users. And now once I will click on send, so you can see that we will get users data, and if someone will call the default URL, he will get this response. So friends, now you can see that we have created two endpoints with get request. One endpoint is bringing users from our server, and the second endpoint is just receiving a dummy message. Next, I'm going to tell you that how we can create an endpoint for post request. Okay, and I will also tell you the data that we will send in the body of our REST API, how we will receive this on our server. Okay, so for example, this is our API request, and let me create a path API and save user. Okay, so maybe this is our API path, save hyphen user, and then in the body of our API request, I would like to type my raw data, which will say name and John, and similarly its ID would be 3425. Okay, something like this. And so we want, because we are posting something on our server, so I will request post request from here. And now inside our this code, we can simply copy this code from here and paste, and instead of get, I will type here post, and I will also change the name of our endpoint, which will be API / save hyphen users, not users but user. Okay, so you can see we are receiving of our first parameter, which is request, and already you can see the body will be parsed to our JavaScript object. So let me show you how we will get this data. So first of all, I will type here console.log and request.body, and then you will type dot, maybe you can type here name. Okay, and similarly by using this second parameter, we will send response back to our client. So I will type here response.send, and then we can type here maybe message, you have posted the user name. Let me save this string here, const msg is equal to, like this, and then we will simply type here, we can copy this whole and we can paste this here, and next simply I will copy this message and I will paste here, and that's it. And let me press here semicolon. Okay, we need to do something like this. Okay, so we have created our endpoint, and I think we have code on a different thing. Let me cut this because of shortage of time. I write my code inside this. So simply let me turn this to post request, and instead of API users, I will change this endpoint from API save user. Okay, so now let me go back, and before doing anything, let me start my server again. You can also use the node mon if you want to avoid yourself from again and again restart your server. You can simply install node mon, but I'm not going to do this. So simply I will type here node space index.js. Our server is running. Let me type here send. Okay, something is missing here, friends. Basically here is an error in our request. You need to type this integer in double quotes, and now once you will click on send, so you can see that you have posted the username Raza Ansari, and same if you will type here like Fahim, and again you will send your next request, so you can see that you have posted the username Fahim. Friends, this was the method that how you can send create API endpoints. Similarly, you can create put patch and delete endpoints in your Node.js server. Okay, and now further you can also learn what is the different types of like how you can send images in REST APIs, and you can also learn about API headers. These are very important. You can learn about API request headers, and you should also learn about response headers, and you can also learn about status codes. Currently you can see that the server is responding us with 200 status code. You will also see 400 404 status code, 500 status codes. You can also learn about them, and then you can learn further about that how you can write your logic, so you can here your Node.js code can interact with MongoDB database. So this is totally up to you that what you want to build in your REST API, but the basic purpose of this video was to tell you that how we can create a REST API in Node.js. So I hope that this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section. We will try to answer your question, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for our regular videos. And finally, thanks for watching.